The death care industry is an industry probably that most people wonder about. Even if they're not in the business, they say, "What if I did?" They at least thought about it. So, it's an industry that many people think about, that many people enter, and the best stay. Let me tell you one of the things that will put you on the map in the death care industry is knowing your way uh, around, successfully navigating the arrangement, or as some people call the first call. The first time you met the family, everybody's been taught to shake hands with the family and say, "You have my condolences," because this is the first time that you all probably have met the family since their loved one passed away. I've seen people do it, and they do it so methodically, without emotion, without passion. They're looking at their paperwork like, "I got to get you over," and you shake hands with them and you just look away. "You have my condolences." No passion in it. Look, these people's lives have been changed. Their world has been rocked. They're temporarily insane. They're already thinking, because they know that Auntie Tootsie is coming from Arkansas and she gonna put on the performance of a lifetime. And then cousin Ben and cousin Steen ain't got along, so they thinking about all the things that come when they got all of these people coming in to live at their house, and people are gonna be laying on top of feet and everything. I got 27 first cousins, and all of them live out of town. Now they gonna come to my house. A million problems. The way that you become great in this business, to become great, is to value their peace more than you need to be quick about what you do. First of all, never embrace taking on anyone's service if you don't allow them to pay respects to the deceased. Listen to them. What was the deceased's passions? How did they do this? How did they do that? And you don't necessarily, you don't have to actually take part in that. The more you listen to them talk about their loved one, the more interesting you become to them. Look, my goal in every arrangement meeting I've been in, because I came into the business, I've always went to funerals and wakes. I didn't know that, so it was just something. But you got to think, I made a pit stop in the car business for 20 years before I ever entered the industry. So I was up on sales, but guess what? They don't want to meet a salesman on the arrangement meeting. They know that you're a salesman. They know that you're there representing the company and you're going to get some of their money. But how can you ever bridge the gap if you don't hear about their loved one and show them that you're really concerned, and that you have your loved one, that your main goal is to do this service in such a way that your loved one would be honored? You got to make it about them. Forget all your problems for the day. Forget the bill collector that just called you. If wifey made you mad in traffic, if your boss is leaning on you, the most important people in that arrangement room, focus on them and let them talk. The more that they talk and you listen, the more interesting you become. You can't be a star in this game if it's not about them. It's got to be about them. You'll see guys that'll get services because, hey, every now and then the lady across the street from the funeral home will die, and they ain't got a car, and all of her kids just walked across the street, and you got a funeral through that. But if you want to be great, if you want to get those funerals where it's at Pastor so-and-so's church and Pastor so-and-so only uses X funeral home, every now and then if you treat people right, it'll happen. I was on the cemetery side of the business, but I sent more funerals to countless funerals. Never could have probably made me a little small fortune on the side. I just never did it. because I felt like if you bless enough other people, it comes to you. But I was a different cemetery guy. I went to all of my wakes. Some Saturdays I had 8 or 9 services, and I would attend 8 viewings the night before. The amazing thing about that is they didn't introduce their teacher. They didn't introduce their preacher. They didn't even introduce some of their relatives as proudly as they introduced the man from the cemetery that came, and the man that listened to us talk about Uncle Chub or Auntie Tootsie or Auntie Betsy or Grandma Steen. Look, it's about them. If you make them feel good in the arrangement room, all of a sudden you'll find out that you get those people that think about you. I was just thinking about you, and a friend of mine, a coworker. If you can't get their coworkers, you can't get their church members, you can't get their neighbors. A lady across the street from me died. Get on over here. Look, if this business is a business that takes time, it takes effort, it takes passion. If you're going to spend all that time in this business where you deal with people where their emotions are at a high, you might as well be good at it. And the way that you do that is mastering the arrangement room, mastering the first call. On the first call, sometimes you got to get peaches from swinging at Joe. I had a family one time come in, a brother and a sister, unnamed, and they came in, and I'm sitting here to make arrangements with them, and then the sister tells the brother, I want you to know I don't take death threats easily. I said, what have I gotten myself into? This is sister and brother. I know they'll kill me. So look, emotions are high, but if you get them to laugh, if you show that you're human and you understand their pain, that it's not just about your company's forms, that it's not about a race to get through with this as quick as I can so I can go to something more productive. They are putting away their loved one. Listen to what they say about their loved one. Let them know that you listened about their loved one when you come. Now, didn't you say your loved one, bah? Hey, you got them. Look, if you're going to be good in the death care industry, you're going to have to master the first call and master the arrangement room. Everybody's not going to come. There's even sometimes you got to take it as a challenge because your relationship in the arrangement room will be bumpy because they're riding an emotional roller coaster. They're dealing with all types of other issues. And sometimes you got to be smaller so they can be bigger and win them in the long run. Oh yeah, the arrangement room is a challenge. It's not for the faint of heart. Then you got all the preacher advisors, all the cousins advisors, all the girlfriend advisors, all the next door neighbor advisors. You got all them advisors. All of a sudden someone's died and here come all the advisors. But if you master the arrangement room, you will not only do good month to month, but you'll become a legend in the industry. It all goes down in the arrangement room. If you can let them leave out of there with a smile on the worst day of their life, you are golden. You are worth gold. I'm telling you, you can change your career. If you take them in with crying, walking in the door, and they leave out of there smiling, hey, you're going to be a great one. Be blessed.